Hey everyone, I'm Nixie and welcome to today's manga recommendation video. So one of my absolute favourite things to do is get up fairly early in the morning, make myself a hot drink and go ahead and pick up a manga. And when it's like nice, peaceful and still outside, and there's nothing to disturb you, like that's one of my favorite moments in the day, is just to be able to relax, wake up and read some manga with a nice hot cup of coffee. So what I wanted to do for this recommendation video is I've picked out 10 manga that I think would really complement your morning cup of coffee. So in no particular order, let's get into it. So the first one that I picked up was Dinosaur Sanctuary. This is such a cute series. Volume 3 just came out as well, which I'll cover more in my end of month recap video. But yeah, this is super cute. So this is about, what's her name? Can never remember names, of course. So this is Suzumi. So she has loved dinosaurs her whole entire life. And this is a world where dinosaurs were in fact around. But people kind of lost interest in the whole dinosaur thing. And so Dinosaur Sanctuaries popped up to help obviously take them in and look after them. And Suzumi ends up getting a job at one of these sanctuaries that's a little run down, and not every dinosaur is in peak condition either. So she gets a job there. Her father was an integral part in the development of dinosaurs and having them around and stuff. But there's some super cute moments in this as well that warmed your heart, and then there's overcoming different obstacles, and yeah, it's such an amazing series that I enjoyed so much more than what I thought I would. And I really like the characters in this. There is a deeper plot to just the sanctuary and looking after the dinosaurs, but you do get quite a lot of information about different dinosaurs as well, which I think is really great, and it's just such an easy read. So yeah, this is one that I definitely had to include in the list. Then the next one is, I feel I quite like a bit of a mystery kind of thing, when I'm just wanting to relax and just have a bit of an easier read. So the next one I picked up is a new release. So that is Associate Professor Akira Takatsuchi's Conjuncture Volume 1. So this came out this month, which I'll cover more again in the end of month recap. But yeah, so this is about Naoya. So he has this ability to be able to detect when people are lying, when they're not telling the truth. But obviously no one knows that he has this ability. And he goes on and he takes a new class with this Professor Akira. And he's quite intrigued by him because this professor does not lie. But yeah, it's a story that revolves around folklore and urban myths that pop up, and Akira, the professor, loves to sort of go and see if this is just something that's made up, or whether there is actually some truth behind this. So there's a couple of situations where they go off and sort of explore these folklores and urban myths that people have been talking about. It's a really interesting read to sort of discover how these things come about and what's actually the cause of these very mysterious happenings. But yeah, this was really enjoyable. I did read this in the morning with my morning cuppa, and it was a very pleasant read. But yeah, so I discovered that I do enjoy the more sort of mystery type manga, when it is you just got up, you're having your cuppa. So yeah, this had to be included. I'm really excited for the next volume to come out of this. Then we have a really nice easy read. This is a GL, so a girl's love, and that is Futari Escape. So this is bite-sized stories. It's really fun about this couple. They're sort of set in the ways. One is a manga artist, and the other is plus she keeps her company. But yeah, they do everything they can to basically procrastinate. They get distracted very easily, even though, you know, she should be working. She should be hitting those deadlines and stuff. But this is a really fun read. In my opinion, they kind of do feel like more like best friends, but I suppose that if they are like, you know, settled in their relationship, then that kind of makes sense to have that like closeness between them. But yeah, it is teen, so it's 13 plus, so it's like, it's not explicit or anything like that. And like I say, it is a fun comedy read between these two women. Then we have, obviously I had to include this, one of my absolute favourite ongoing series, and that is Go With The Clouds North by Northwest, which more people need to read this. So this is about Kai, who is a, I don't know what I was looking on the back, there's no information. So he is like a freelance detective guy who now lives in Iceland with his granddad. This again is like a mystery like series, but with like a bit of a like sci-fi twist. So yeah, Kai does everything from finding lost things to finding lost people, reuniting people, and the artwork in this is like some of my favorite. Like the artist goes hard on the like artwork and stuff, and just like the like how much detail they put in like the environments and stuff. So this is the same artist as Run of the Grey World as well, which came before this. But yeah, this is one of these where like I don't want to say too much about the story, but like you have to read it if you like sort of like mysteries, murder mysteries. Yeah, this case that Kai is on is a lot closer to home than what he thought he would probably be taking on in a job. But yeah, go read this. This is fantastic. There's 5 volumes out so far. Volume 6 is supposed to be coming out soon. It's kind of like a bit more difficult to get hold of for some reason. But yeah, definitely like a must read. Definitely a must read. Like, just don't even like look into it, just go ahead, pick it up, and I guarantee you will enjoy this one. Then we have one that came out last month. We have Mr. Villain's Day Off. This was so much fun. It was so funny. So this is about this guy who is a villain, and he takes his days off extremely seriously. So on his days off, he likes to do nothing to do with work, so he's not a villain on his days off. And he develops this little bit of an obsession with pandas, going to the zoo, doing research with these, eating good food. So this again is like bite-sized stories, like just little chapters about his days off and like how serious he is to have a nice relaxing day off, often involving pandas. But yeah, this was such a fun read, so funny, and I'm looking forward to like the coming volumes as well. But yeah, if you just need like a little bit of a pick-me-up in the morning to get you ready for the day, then I highly recommend this one. Then we have another one of my favourite ongoing series, and that is One Dance. So volume 8, I think volume 8 just came out, which again I'll cover in the manga video at the end of the month. But this revolves around hip-hop dancing, breakdancing, house dancing, and so this is about Kobe, who he finds it really hard to sort of like get through his days because he's quite tall. Like he kind of like sticks out, and he's very aware that he sticks out, and he also has a stutter which he feels like hinders him a lot in social situations. So he tries to basically blend into the background, and he tries to not have like attention on him whatsoever. And then one day he sees this girl dancing, and he's like absolutely blown away by like her flow and movement. So he decides to go ahead and join the school dance club. The emotions that are in this, like the character development in this is like unbelievable. It's amazing. This is one of these like manga that like gives me goosebumps when I'm reading it. And the artist did such an amazing job of showing like dance movements, which like I feel like it's hard to like show movement like well in manga, because obviously like the person isn't moving, like it's just obviously on the page and stuff, but they do a very like a great job of showing that. But yeah, there's like so much like character development, and I feel like a lot of these characters are relatable. And one of the things that I like about this series is the fact that, you know, the main characters, they're not always like on top. They don't always like come out on top and just like blast their way through it and stuff. There is struggles in this. But yeah, I love anything to do with like arts as well. So when I saw that this was like revolving around like the dance club and like dance battles and stuff, like I had to pick it up, and I'm not disappointed. Like I say, this is one of my absolute favorite like ongoing series. So I love reading this. And like I say, volume 8 just came out, and I very much enjoyed that with my morning coffee. So go ahead, pick this up if you haven't already. I feel like this is like a hidden gem in series. Next we have sort of like another mystery one. We have Island in a Puddle. So this is complete at 5 volumes, and all 5 volumes are out now. So this kind of like has a bit of a sad storyline with like how Minato, who is the guy, and his little sister Nagisa, they sort of like have been pretty much abandoned by like their mother, who like doesn't really look after them. She's like gone for weeks on end and like just leaves the money. So it's kind of like sad in that retrospect. And then on one of the occasions where the mum comes back and she's like, hey, let's go to an amusement park, and she basically like leaves them there. And yeah, in a strange twist of events, Minato wakes up next to a dead body. So I don't want to give any more away from that. There's a bit of a twist that I wasn't expecting in this, but this is a really enjoyable read. And you kind of do think like at points like, oh my god, how are they gonna like be happy? And yeah, I don't want to give too much away, like I say, but if you like, and again, another sort of like mystery with a like bit of a fantasy twist sort of thing, go ahead, check this out. Like I say, it's not a huge commitment, only being 5 volumes completed, but this again I feel like is a bit of an underrated like gem in a lot of titles that are out. So like, yeah, go ahead, pick this up, you'll enjoy it. Then we have the Restores Home Omnibus Volume 1. So this is about Sungwoo. So he basically like lives on his own in this like absolutely humongous traditional house, and he has a very special ability where he can fix different objects up by seeing the spirits that are attached to these objects, and he basically is able to help fix them up with the help of these spirits. Very enjoyable read, a bit of comedy. He just wants to have like a nice peaceful life, but these spirits will not let him. So yeah, the next omnibus actually should be coming out fairly soon, which I'm excited for. So if you like again something a bit more like supernatural side, definitely go ahead and pick this one up. It was a really fun read. Then we have some more comedy. We have Ex Yakuza and Stray Kitten. This is so fun. I love this, and it's got cats in it. What more can you love about it? So yeah, this is about a teeny tiny little kitten, Sabu, who also, again, like, I love the fact as well that this is like from the perspective of the kitten as well, just to put that out there. So this is about Sabu, who is rescued off the street by this guy who is an ex-Yakuza, who is very, very scary to look at. He's not actually as scary as what Sabu thinks, but Sabu thinks he is gonna get off to like every little thing that he does. And of course he doesn't. He's just being very well looked after. It's super cute, super funny. I love this series so much. Like I say, there's a lot of comedy in it, and it's like not too heavy of a read, so it's definitely fun. Like, you don't have to read the whole volume if you don't want to. You can just pick it up like a chapter by chapter if you wanted to, but yeah, definitely a fun read. Next, we have a little bit of romance on this list. This is the last one that we have, and that is Bed and Breakfast for Spirits. So this is 8 volumes so far. It is ongoing. Volume 9 comes out next year, which I feel like there's been a pretty large gap between volumes. But yeah, this is about Tsubaki. So she basically gets left behind by her grandfather. Not long after his death, she gets kidnapped into the spirit world. So Kakariko is like a place between like worlds. So she gets kidnapped by an ogre there, who basically knew her grandfather, and her grandfather had said to pay his debts to this ogre, you can have my granddaughter, which obviously she had no idea about. She's also inherited a very special ability, which is her food that she cooks, like the meals that she cooks, has a lot of like spiritual energy and is very like energizing to yokais and spirits. So this is a manga where she goes ahead and opens like a little restaurant, and basically like cooks all these different like beautiful meals and stuff, and like the spirits like and yokai around her start to like warm up to her because she's a human in obviously the spirit world. It's a very cute read, and I love like a manga that has like food involved. For some reason I find that like very relaxing to read and enjoyable to read, and this is like such a like nice wholesome like story so far. Obviously like there's different things that happen. She does have to overcome obviously obstacles because she is a human in the spirit world, and the spirits don't take too kindly to that. But yeah, like I say, 8 volumes out so far. Very enjoyable read, very cute. I think there's an anime of this out, I think. But yeah, and obviously there's a bit of romance sprinkled in there as well. But yeah, I love this series a lot. And there we have it, guys. That is 10 manga recommendations to drink your coffee to. Trying to keep this video a little bit shorter than my usual manga videos, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this is giving you a few like different series that you might not have heard of or you might not have picked up to go ahead and read. Like I say, I find all of these like really enjoyable to read when I just want to like relax and wake up in the morning. Let me know your favorite manga to read in that sort of like situation down in the comments below. I'd love to hear like your guys' like recommendations, what you'd be loving at the minute as well. Don't forget, I will have September's manga recap video up and review video of new releases coming out the last day of the month as well. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye everyone.